sure everything is good as we go. Huh? Was it this? What the fuck? What's going on? YouTube, what the fuck was that? I mean, I was watching it perfectly, then it decided to do the very beginning where it does like the whole YouTube premiere shit. So this should still be a live stream, and hopefully I can, you know, everything's good to go on this end. Anyway, this will probably either be out later today, which is not likely the case. It's probably gonna be like early morning, midnight situation. Just doing parts of making sure if I need to edit certain parts that I can, and rendering it up to quote-unquote 4K, which we'll see if that actually matters or not. But anyway, yeah. Where do we begin? I'm gonna probably, for now, mute this so I can think clearly before we get into this. There's a lot to mention. The JP stream already happened first compared to the other streams we've had for this weekend. I know certain content creators like Cookie is making a big deal this weekend. It is what it is. I'm not going to make it as big of a deal. But, especially because we don't always have live streams, so I'm not going to care about the JP live stream. It is what it is. If it was the only source of info for this game, that's one thing. But that's, of course, not the case. I will say this right now, quickly, that, of course, I've already reacted to the original version in the CN. So, the main thing of this live stream reaction is the news stuff. I just wanted to briefly say that real quickly before we get anywhere else. So, aside from that, of course, there was the infield homecoming live stream. They also have this companionship celebration. I don't get the wording of why they thought that was a good idea. To me, it's like, that's like a companion celebration? Like, do we have thought of a better word? Anyway, the live stream happened. I reacted to it. It's up right now on YouTube with C, which is the 13th proxy name on an infield. It's something that I didn't quite catch or notice during the live stream that some people were mentioning, and yeah, it's C, or C, or say. It's probably more like C, would be my guess. Not C, but C. So, I could be completely wrong on that, and maybe I'm going way too much of an accent there, that it may or may not be correct on the accent to begin with. So, anyway, yeah. So, Arcane, the idol that I think is completely useless, unless depends upon the, of course, stats, of course, of the buff. But if it's not as great, I think it'd be kind of useless, especially for E2. Which I would rather have a defender, because that'd be actual defense as well. I feel like she should have been a defender, but at the same time, I recognize that she doesn't have any defender things to her. She's more of buffing than adding defense, so technically, sure, support. But the whole fact that they removed the medic to begin with, it just makes it more of like, kind of up in the air type of situation. I'm not a big fan of what they went with for the character. And I think her normal design is good until she decides to have booster legs, and it's like, it doesn't work. I'm going to be brutally honest, I don't think it works for design. You might as well go full Iron Man at that point. But it is what it is. People are going to like it, people are not going to like it. I'm on this end of, like, I'm mixed for design-wise for her. I don't like her kit. She's definitely obviously made for new players or for people who have strong fungi. And Shuang Fei being as good as she is, I feel like this is pretty much, they're trying to build a team comp for shit's players to have an easy time with the game in the gradual future that the difficulty will, in some way, shape, or form, increase. We'll have to see, of course, how that ends up happening over the years. It's way too early, of course, to say, and the fact that we're already kind of building this up right now is interesting. But then again, there's not a lot of characters to begin with, so them kind of already building sets of characters to begin with is, you know, fair enough. There's a lot more I could say, but let's actually get into the live stream.
Welcome to the Arknights 6.5 anniversary special.
It's hard to believe. But Rhode
So they're
Island's
just
Warriors
off the
now
rep,
spanned
like
6.5
showing shit,
years.
not trying
You've
to
stayed with
boost
us
it because the
through
whole CN
snowfields,
thing.
wasteland,
Everyone's
and
talking about it,
everything in
so it's
between.
like if you don't know shit and you
Sharing
just get
in so
instantly
many
spoiled,
moments
I'm
across
sorry
Terra.
for you.
Thank you, Doctor, for all your trust and support. Because of you, we have kept
I could say as
forward.
much as about
So,
Yostar. At
let's
this
not
point, I'm
keep
just
anyone
tired of
waiting
roasting
and dive
Yostar
in.
and just not liking the company anymore. But yeah, as I already said, I've already seen the CN version. So there's nothing really, like, much to say from the PVs that we've already seen. Now, when it comes to the lore, story, I mean, I've seen the characters, obviously, to an extent, but aside from that, stage events, stage mechanics, I know the event mechanics are the current CUC, but for me, I haven't really delved deep into any of that. I have not really seen much of it, so I'm mostly blind for the most part. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things go, but from the CUC, I got a little bit of spoiler-y type of stuff of like kind of how the mechanics work to a small degree. So of course, while I might be blind, I have a idea, possibly an idea of how this event's gonna go. But honestly, again, I could be really wrong. The idea is like because I don't know much of majority of stuff. It's only like a small portion. Obviously, Rang is going to be like the best DPS character in the game. Chen is really decent as a 6-star in its own right, but overall, she's interesting, gimmicky a little bit, but I feel like Rang is going to be more of the character you'd be going for. So. I don't have really much else to say in the matter. It is what it is. I mean, given how strong Rang is, it's not really a surprise for... I mean, I've already knew about it since CN, but, like, it's just so much that I feel like people who don't even watch this sort of stuff already know about Rang. Because of just how strong he is and how everyone's going crazy about this dude. And I think it also helps that his design's also pretty good. I do need to catch up on the past several stories because I have been slacking ever since Shoes event. But I think everyone's been talking about it because of Enfield and the whole situation with that, so I kind of know some stuff now, even if I haven't read it.
With Sui's awakening close at hand, a deadly game that could shape the fate of Yan is already in motion.
And this time, it seems the player who's been pulling the strings from the shadows is finally stepping into the open.
That's right. In the previous story, the True Long gave him 1 month to eliminate Sui. And now, on the day snow falls over Baizhao, Wang will enter the tomb of Sui alone, where the final battle with Sui is about to begin. Meanwhile, Weregeists are running rampant outside Baizhao, and Zuole has entered the Garden of Grotesqueries to carry out the placation and suppress the influence there.
So how will this strategist bring
It does seem that they're
100
kind of
years
going
to
the
its end?
routes of like
And after Zuo and the
Enfield.
others
Like I
complete the
know
ritual,
they've been
what will
showing
be
like
waiting for them
monthly
next?
or like
With all of
monthly
that hand in
events,
the air, he will be returning to Baizhao once again in this
calendars.
Unlike the feast of
So the fact that
100
they kind of
galaxies,
like
now,
this whole
with
like
Sui about
pseudo
to wait in
storytelling
Geist
of what
running
the upcoming
rampant,
event is,
Baizhao is fraught with
I
peril.
think is an interesting
and these
decision.
guys
I mean, it's
don't look
not
quite like the ones
necessary.
we saw back in
but-
Mangshan Town.
They're
That's
kind of doing
because
what
they
they do
aren't.
in CN most of the
Specifically,
time.
these
Like,
are
they don't
script
really
guides
do it
coming from the
in
Sky Mirror
Yen,
Pavilion,
But it's
where
kind
all kinds
of
of Yenese
sad,
texts and records
actually,
are preserved.
that they just kind of
So
ditched
why would
what
the
they
place
used to
for
do
storing
for
books
past
suddenly
events
fall
for
into
this.
chaos?
Like, oh, we're the developers and we're talking.
Oops,
I
right?
kind of liked when
Don't tell me this
Amiya
has something to
and
do
like the
with
actors played their
that one.
characters and
Exactly.
talks.
100
I think
years
that
ago,
was
the failed attempt
better,
to eliminate Sui
and I
led
think
to
it
the
is
death
going
of
to
one
be
of
better.
the Sui's proxies.
Um,
but
Probably a lot more
before
work
she
on their
died,
end, but
she left behind one final item. It's now housed in the Sky Mirror Pavilion and is said to be deeply tied to her power.
And now that so many different forces have gathered here, that item may prove to be a crucial piece in determining
so I don't
the
know why
outcome
they
of
got
this
rid of
game.
it.
And
I'm
that's
gonna be really
not
honest.
all.
I'm not talking about
Familiar
what they're
faces
saying.
are
We're talking
also
about the
heading
whole
for
like
Baizhao.
using
Some are
characters
chasing
in
the
a
truth behind
VTuber
old
setting.
events, while
Is it because of
others
price?
have come
Is it
to
laziness?
settle old grudges.
I
A
mean,
nation ferment.
I'm gonna be brutally honest,
Old
given how I
cases.
feel about
With the
Yo-Star and
tomb
how
of
they've
Sui
been
now
going.
open, this
I
operation
feel
reaches
like it's
far
a more of a
beyond one
Yo-Star
battlefield.
thing,
Everyone is
and then
waiting
not
to see
willing
how
to
this game
put the
between
money
strategist and
into
Sui will
it.
finally end.
He has plotted for far
So-
too long to eliminate Sui. He who stakes everything on
I
dangerous
mean,
moves has
granted, the
finally
main
taken
developers
seat
did
at the
this to
board,
begin with,
and once
also.
again, he's
But we
making
don't have
himself
enough
part
live
of the
streams for
game.
EN,
No two
where it's like
games
that
are
doesn't
ever the
matter
same.
still.
Will this ending another tragedy, or is there finally a way forward? You will have
So
to
it's like,
uncover the answer
to me,
in the
it's
story.
like, if
And
that's
while the
fine,
game
but
is
we only have
unfolding
2
in the
per
tomb
year.
of
It's like,
Sui, Zuo and the others are also being
Seriously?
drawn deeper into the unrest of
we
Baizhao.
can't up
It looks like
the
they've run into serious trouble in the Sky
what's
Mirror
the word I wanna
Pavilion.
say?
There's all kinds of script guides, and the battlefield comes with some unusual mechanics.
Okay, so this is like the normal thing. Like I want to say quality,
Wait,
but I can't remember the
Are
right
those
word I want to
Yanis
say.
glyphs on the ground?
Those are glyph tiles. At intervals, the stamp will fall on them and trigger special effects. When the stamp falls, all allied units and enemies standing on glyph tiles take true damage.
On top of that, because of the glyph tiles, natural deployment points recovery is greatly reduced, so you will need to think carefully about deployment. But the glyphs on the floor seem to change too, right? And some of them are a little hard to figure out.
No problem. Let's go through them one by one. This one is wealth. When stamped, it creates matters of money, which grants deployment points after reaching the objective point. Food creates matters of cooking, which grants skill points when it gets close to your operators.
I just realized they have to
I
like
think those
design
two are the
the
number
Chinese language
Exactly.
as, for certain
Soldier
things as a
creates
game
wheeled
mechanic.
arms. If wheeled arms gets close to an
And
enemy,
because of that,
it disappears and enhances
It's like you
that
have
unit.
to somehow
So
like
you will
do a
want to
good job
remove
of
it
that
quickly.
Oh,
in the
green
gameplay
gold borders
itself.
are helpful, and red borders are troubles?
That's right. You can tell whether a glyph just by the color of its border.
And what about these white ones?
So
I'm
there we go.
guessing
The
they do something a
color
little
is
different.
based off of how good they are or
They
bad
do.
they are.
When stamped, Mountain creates a ridge that lets you deploy high ground operators there. When Friend is stamped, the nearest allied ground operator is teleported onto that glyph tile. And then there's the special stamp that if an allied unit or enemy is standing on it, its effect activates immediately.
Got it. Oh, wait. When the stamp dropped, a few glyphs didn't activate at all.
Ah, good catch. Under certain conditions, the stamp won't trigger a glyph's effect. If there's an allied unit on a connected glyph tile, or if the enemy uproot mountain is there, then that glyph won't activate. Of course, you can also place operators onto dangerous glyphs to keep them from activating at all.
But they take damage.
Great. So, can we make use of these glyphs ourselves, too?
Absolutely. If you place this writing knife into a glyph tile, you can extract the glyph from it and store it in the deployment waiting zone. you can only hold one glyph at a time. Then, whenever you want, you can place that stored glyph onto any empty glyph tile. As
Okay.
for where that writing knife came from, well, we will leave that for you to discover in the event.
Okay. Oh, so they just go over through each of them. How you gonna remember that in such a short time span of that chilling? You'd have to literally put it on the side somewhere. So yeah, that one, it's like, they, on top of like having people try to remember the Chinese language for the gameplay mechanic, obviously they had to design it to get away from that and kind of remember that, oh, color depends upon how it goes against you. Red is bad, white is neutral, gold is good. So I think that's what I was I didn't know, but that was kind of like the hope that they probably would have done, in which they did. But the specific effect is something you're just gonna have to remember. And I know there's a lot of small things that I've seen about this event, like technically they showcase all of the 12 Sui. Technically, obviously, there's the 13th, but that's infield. You get the point, though.
It is my pleasure to finally meet you. I am Joe, a craftsman.
I've prepared 43 common prescriptions. Whatever ails you, I'll have the medicine for it.
We're a long way from a place where everyone is treated equally. But I've never doubted the equality I envision is real. For when we step up to rage against the injustice we see, we prove it exists.
That game with it has come to a close. All resentment, gains, and losses stricken from the ledger. We have paid a bitter enough price simply to find our place on this earth. Surely you too understand the weight of the word decision. One must have no regrets after placing a stone. But can one truly be free of regret?
No. Most of the time, no. Anyway. Aside from the physiological words. Can't say right words correctly. Physiological. Fuck it. Anyway. Hopefully you get the point I was trying to make.
Just who I wished to see. You fill the hole in this dream that stymied me. Pray, Doctor, serenade me, and be inebriated with me.
I think it's interesting that they are continuously adding skins to the other 3 siblings as much as they are. Like, those two, like, specifically Dusk and, bro, I can't even remember her name anymore. Why can't I think of her name? Has it really been that long? Did I just throw out in about a name?
Now the story feels especially rich. How will it unfold?
Same here. All right. Did you hear? Rhodes Island has a new engineering consultant.
Oh, you mean Chu? He used to wander the Yannis countryside and lived through even more. As a rather unusual existence, he also has significant historical research value. He's currently staying with Rhodes Island as an engineering consultant and helping with our daily work.
He really is unusual. No, I mean, he definitely doesn't look like modern technology.
That's true. We're still trying to figure out exactly what his deal is. Oh, and fair warning, his body parts are all detachable. Don't be startled.
I heard someone in engineering got completely freaked out by that.
More than once, actually. But Chu is also an excellent besieger. He prioritizes attacking the harvest enemies and inflicts critically wounded on them.
And that means any operator who defeats an enemy and critically wounded gains extra skill points.
Exactly, and don't underestimate that crossbow of his. Once he activates the skill Fine Wings Difficult Flight, he can hit one additional target, which makes critically wounded much easier to inflict.
So, he's not just useful around the workshop, he can absolutely pull his weight in battle too. Next up is a wandering medical apprentice, Terexcom, who's currently staying on Rhodes Island and study while helping out with day-to-day medical work.
See that flying board? That's what lets him get airborne.
Fly? So, that means he can avoid attacks from ground enemies, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Terexcom can take off with his skill. While airborne, he can heal allied units and avoid damage from ground enemies.
How you make the most of that
And that's
is
why
up
a
to
certain
you, Doctor.
other here in the future that I
Oh,
won't spoil
that
if you haven't
silhouette
seen
looks
before.
familiar.
It's gonna be really good. Given the fact this is a live stream, if this was a music video, if it ends up being copyrighted, then oh well. If I try to avoid it, I'll try to avoid it, but this is a live stream.
This
so...
isn't your responsibility. Chen Huijie, stop this foolishness!
Foolishness. What's foolish?
To build a place just good enough to judge everyone, no matter who they are.
You just saying that they're actually
Where
giving her an
they're
EN
from.
voice, if that's supposed to be Tallulah.
Is
Oh!
that your ideal? Huichi.
Oh, interesting decision there.
I know, no matter how nicely you spin it, there's history on this land, far beyond my reach. There's irreparable differences, deep-seated grudges. But through all the discord, we can still find justice. The path ahead lies clear. So, let's go.
That's right.
Not bad.
It's our old friend, Officer Chen.
Which is really not like,
In this
I
event,
have some
she's
pros and
returning
cons with
in
what
a
I'm
brand
seeing,
new
but like
form
the
and taking
structure
us deeper into the story.
not bad
This
at all.
time, Chen, the
I'm just saying that
Dawnstreak,
they're adding
returns
both
as an arts fighter,
commentary
and
about
her
what's coming
attacks
up
change
today,
type
and
based
then
on the
side
target's
stuff like
defense and
PVs
resistance.
and
In that case, she'll be
showcases.
especially effective against enemies with high defense or high resistance.
When she activates 滞销 Shadowless Speed, she unleashes 10 slashes on the nearest enemy around her. If that target is defeated, she moves to the nearest enemy around it and gains one more remaining attack. If the target survives and its position is deployable, she moves to that position. Otherwise, she
Okay,
returns
I
to
mean,
her
if she can
original
one
position.
shot,
Looks like
I
a
wonder if
massive
she
wave
can keep
cleared.
it going
I'm
forever.
guessing Shixiao Heaven's Plains
I haven't really
is
looked
just
to
as
see what
hard.
people are able to do with that
You will know
skill.
when you see it.
But this is
activated,
the skill
she
that
releases
everyone's
a
been
turnable
going
sword wave
crazy
forward.
about. Just
Each
because
attack
of this
from
dragon.
the sword wave deals damage to
And in
enemies
the right
3
way,
times.
it
And
could be
when the
better
wave
than anything
hits
she
certain
could do.
terrain, it turns clockwise, which means with the right setup, this skill can rack up some enormous damage.
Exactly. Making the
It's
most of that
nasty.
is all in the doctor's hand.
They're doing a lot of PV.
Hey, check it out! The guy playing back's already won over 20 games in a row.
Just with like
He's not
callbacks to
playing
the
regular
main
weight
story
either.
with her,
He's throwing
what she's
out
been
crazy
through,
moves.
and then
It's
to
incredible.
her evolution.
Where
of-
did this grandmaster come from?
Black
This
and white
altar.
hair, different eye collars. He's a Weichi maniac. Let me see.
That Blackstone is in a tight spot.
Don't worry, he's got a trick up his sleeve. Watch, he's about to make his move.
All things in this realm are part of the game. Love, hate, sentiment, enmity, maneuvers all. Every school's theory hinges upon the word decision. Through sacrifice, seize the initiative. Abandon the small to gain the large. Grasp your stone and place it with no regrets.
The flooding of Dusk City was resolved within 50 days. According to our wager, you will remain in the capital some time longer. Your calculations are peerless, but upon the gridded board, 19 by 19, you will not find the heart of humanity. As for the desperate game you fixate upon, there are none who may help you solve it now. But Yen does not lack for minds. Perhaps you will find the answer you seek in 60 years. You do not think I will live that long? Then let us make another wager. To bet whether man will triumph over nature. What do you say?
60 years pass, yet they can still entrust their will to those that come after them. But when this great dream comes to an end, what will we leave behind? I have run myriad scenarios atop the board, but in the end, there is no escaping this singular outcome. All things have a price. Every move comes with a decision.
The consequence of your action.
The board's only concern is victory or defeat. A solution may lie outside it. Abandon the small to gain the large. Place your stone with no regrets. This game, I give to you. One game ends, the stones return to their bowls. But still, I wait here. Waiting for someone to sit across from me. A satisfying opponent. The next game awaits.
And now we have Wang, the second brother among the 3 proxies.
Wang is a trap master, but he's
I thought it
also
was
a
the
chess
first.
player. He can deploy Weiqi
So I know
stones
people were
to
talking
damage
about it and it
enemies.
sounded like
he
it was the
commands a board,
first.
and he can control the flow of battle just as easily.
True, when stones connect, they activate one another. And once an enemy enters the tile of an activated stone, its effect is
Anyway.
triggered. On top of that,
He's pretty much
whenever you
strong,
manually
especially his
deploy
third
a stone,
skill.
one places another one on the adjacent tile, letting those effects trigger even more often. Think the effects of stones don't cover enough space? Don't worry, with his second skill, Wall of Stars, the triggered effect expands, dealing damage to enemies within 3 tiles on both sides along the connection line and reducing their movement speed.
That gives his stones a much wider reach.
It does. But Wall of Stars isn't the only way. With his third skill, All Dominating Fight, the trigger and damage range of his stones expand. Manually activated, and one will stop attacking, but his attack range will expand. He
Probably the
immediately
strongest
gains
skill in the
8
game
stones,
at this point in
and any
time.
excess stones are prioritized
In terms
to
of damage,
deploy
anyway.
on tiles with enemies in range. And even those extra stones will still trigger their effects, dealing burst damage to enemies. Moreover, Wang's talent lets him ignore a large amount of resistance, which gives him tremendous burst potential in a very short time.
Fighting alongside a powerful ally like Wan is certainly something to look forward to.
Whatever. I don't know if I've really seen Arcade Studio that much, but they're going really ham working with this company to make these PVs. So I don't believe there was this many PVs in the original broadcast. Obviously, I didn't watch the JP, so it might have been shown in the JP. So they're gonna re-show this because they were showing this at the beginning, unless this is like a continuation of it. I think it might be one or the other. I think it might actually be from the beginning, so they're gonna re-show it if you missed it. There's one thing that I'm waiting to see if they do it, because I will only mention it if they fail to do it, and I'll be laughing at people.
Wow.
Okay, they
these
did not
things
re-show
are
it. Okay,
way
it was
too
just like a
cute.
addition.
Who came out with this idea?
Right? Just looking at them is enough to brighten the mood.
Hang on. This layout looks familiar.
That's because we're deep inside the Sky Mirror Pavilion. Most of what's stored here are old books and drafts, including many original manuscripts left behind by generations of historians.
That explains the whole feel. Flip through a few pages and you can tell these books have some real history behind them. And look, there are edits and handwritten additions all over the pages.
Yep. Some of those are unrevised versions known as Draft of History. In proofreading of the past, you can collect and exchange them for rewards
okay, that's
with
a nice
the
tie-in.
Magistrate of
Okay.
Water stationed at the Sky
I was
Mirror
kind of curious
Tea
on where
House.
this was
Wow.
going.
The list includes Juice Token, exclusive outfits for Nightmare and Whispering, and even some replica furniture from the Sky Mirror.
Right, I guess it's gonna take a
Pavilion
minute
reception
before
hall.
the
Of
one
course.
skin I
The
missed,
pavilion
or I
doesn't
think it's
do
only
things
one, maybe
halfway.
2 skins
Now
I
I
missed.
really want to jump into the event.
For like
Oh,
probably a couple
just
of
don't
years from
forget,
now before I
the
can
shop
actually
is
get
only
them.
open for a limited time. That magistrate won't wait forever.
I'm looking at like
All right, we finally made it
Fuck,
to the
I
part
can't remember
everyone's
names now.
been waiting for, the 6.5th anniversary
the
limited
4-star
head outing.
character.
Ashes
Can't think
to
right now. I'm not gonna
ashes,
worry about it.
ages on
Yeah, I
ages.
missed at least
It's
a
almost
4-star
here.
skin.
That's right. In this banner, the limited operator
It's honestly
Wan
just
will
the
join
fact of not
head
being
hunting
interested in
pool.
the
And at
event.
the same time, Chen's new alternate form, Chen, the Dawn Streak, will make her debut. I snuck a look at the list earlier.
Obviously,
and
24
wow, the
people, as
rewards are
always.
seriously
10,
packed.
and then the
As
daily
they should
login,
be.
so
As
24 in
it's the
total.
6.5th anniversary celebration, we've prepared a huge wave of rewards for you. First up, Just by logging in, you will get a free 10.
Oh, right. Talking
The
about
Moon
polls,
Knight
I did
Homecoming
do the
headhunting
guaranteed
permit
new
can be
6-star
used
one.
in the
10
Ashes to
poll.
Ashes,
I don't know if it was
Ages
on a
on
video or
Ages ban.
not.
And during the
I did
event,
post it on
your
Discord.
first
I got
Polish Day
Schwo
in the
long.
banner Ashes to Ashes,
Shulu.
Ages on Ages is also
Fuck.
free. Those daily free pools
I am really
do
bad
not
with
stack.
names today.
So make sure to log in every day and use them.
And it's not just headhunting. The Loma Lucky Strips event is back too. So try
Anyway,
your luck
so I
each
ended up
day
getting him
for plenty
finally.
of Orenda.
I only
We've also
missing
got a
Nymph
signing
and
event.
Narutoya.
With lots of resources,
Aside from the
you can
new-
also get the
past that
limited
banner
furniture
of some that I
festival like
skipped.
box. And wait,
I
are
should
these
say
bunnies
skip.
and
Some of them I
dragon bees
didn't
in there?
get. Even if I
That's
went for that,
adorable.
like,
Definitely
nasty.
not one to miss.
I didn't want to go
celebrate
too
the
hard on
anniversary,
nasty, but I
Operators
wanted to at
have
least see if
also
I could get it
prepared
early.
special
which I didn't.
blessings for
It's
you.
it's unfortunate,
Along
but
with
it is what it
headhunting
is.
permits, Orendum, and upgrade materials, there are also special gifts waiting for you to uncover. And finally, we've prepared a supply gift just for you watching the special today. So, Doctor, please take a look.
Your supplies are ready and waiting. Be sure to claim them, and we wish you all the
Good.
best on the road ahead.
And of course,
Lots of freebies.
no anniversary would be complete without new outfits. This update brings 5
I don't
new
have
looks
you.
from
If
the
I get you,
0011
cool.
production series. Let's take
He's
a
not
look. First
necessary,
up
but he
is
would
Lynn's
help with certain
outfit,
characters I
a
have,
gallant
so he's
stream,
not bad.
with
He'd be
dust
fun
at
to
her
use,
side
but
and
I
war
don't have
horse
him
in the
still.
distance.
Yeah,
Even a
but
journey
you
a
would probably
thousand
allow.
years
I
long
probably
can
brought
feel like
bring
a
the
passing
gift for someone else.
And the way she laughs so freely makes that easygoing spirit feel almost
Holographic
contagious.
stages with
In
easier
this outfit,
time. Or
Lane
just
looks
paint
even
it,
more
yeah.
unrestrained
Aside
on the
from that.
battlefield. Every move feels effortless
Skin
and has its own flair.
probably
Yeah. And Link's
Dusk. I
outfit
don't know
doesn't
why I
just
couldn't remember
come with
Link.
dynamic
But yeah, the
effects.
fact they also
It
go for
also
Link. I
includes a
might
special
go for Link
animation and
too.
voice
I'd
lines.
have to
Next
see.
is Dusk's outfit, Hazy Jade. Wrapped
Aside
in
from
silk,
those
the whole
two,
look feels elegant
the others
and full
are
of atmosphere.
maybe.
Like you can almost
Surfer, they
smell
go,
the
they go
ink in
way
the
too
air.
hard.
For
Surfer
Dusk,
as well.
fighting
some reason,
isn't
but-
all that different from painting. A sleeve falls, the brush moves.
I feel like
And
it's
whole
interesting to see that they
landscapes
keep releasing
seem to
skins for these
appear at
guys.
once.
It's like,
And in this
where's the
outfit,
love for the other
every
characters?
movement in battle feels
Is
even
my
more
thought process.
poised and graceful. Like she's simply adding a few
Like
fresh
Angelina
strokes to the
only has
scene
one
before.
skin in
The
the
third
game.
outfit,
You think by
Clear
now,
Morning
especially with the
Dew,
love for her
is the look
sports
Yu wears while heading out to
merch
gather
that she got, that
ingredients
she would have
for a
gone like
reunion
another
feast.
skin,
He's
maybe
out
close
early
tied
at
to
the
that,
market,
but no.
or to pick the freshiest ingredients. The morning itself may be ordinary, but the warmth of reunion is already in the air.
That kind of everyday warmth is what gets you most. Just watching him move somehow makes the whole scene feel warmer.
Next is Surfer's outfit, by the lamplight, worn while visiting the festival lantern fair.
With its elegant yet modern design, plus the seed of lights in the
Yeah, it's nice
background,
that they are
it
showing
really
all the
captures
skins
the field
and
of the
most of the
celebration.
characters.
And the
I think
last
that's a
one
good
is an
thing.
opera of flowers, worn by Philae while trying out a traditional Viennese opera performance. Quite a different style, isn't it?
It really is. Just looking at it feels
I
like
probably
opening an
will
old volume of Vienna's
use
history. With the sound of opera
Vulcaner-
lingering in the
Vulcaner
background, it
more
has a
than
charm
her.
on its own.
Like, I
And
know
in
people
addition
trash
to
on
these new
her,
outfits,
but the thing
16
about
popular outfits
Vulcaner
will be making
is
a
that,
comeback,
like,
so
I guess
don't miss them
it's
out.
pretty
The Real
good
Fashion
if you have a
Review
fully
will also
built,
return
something
for a
that
limited time
guaranteed,
with a total
rocket.
of 100.
There's only, like, certain scenarios where it's
to choose
needed,
from.
but when it's
now
needed,
we're also
it's
adding
very
2
good.
new themed
I just feel like
furniture
Filet-
sets this time.
Filet is
Use Kitchen and
not
Sky
so
Mirror
great
Pavilion
of a
Reception
choice.
Hall.
This kitchen is a
might
recreation
some
of the back
shenanigans. I
kitchen
just
room,
don't really see
based
me
on the
using
flyer of
her
savors and
anytime
eats.
soon, unless
It
I
use only
need
the word clean,
additional
bright,
like
well
elements
stocked,
of
and
resistance
food
plus
of everyday
elemental
warmth.
going
Sky Mirror
for
Pavilion Reception Hall is a
co-
recreation of one of the public halls on the lower level of the
Necrosis
pavilion.
versus
It's used for all kinds of meetings,
allies.
where disputes are settled, plans are discussed, and even Weiqi games are
I
sometimes
think about use
held.
Karen
And
more
now,
so still.
it's time for the part everyone always wants to hear about.
Not really.
Packs.
So I
Crucial
stopped
store has
caring about
already
being
gone
around.
all out this time.
It's
With
whatever.
So many new packs,
It's like Shrine
almost
Mike.
hard to keep track.
Just comes down to
Don't worry, I'll
a lot
highlight
of
the key
factors.
ones. First is the Sky
They're
Mirror
not
pack,
bad. I
which
mean, if you put money
includes
into the game,
Originite
these aren't
Prime,
bad to go
2
for,
10-row
especially for
head
paying for
hunting
their
permits,
buck.
and a
It's
variety
generally really
of
good.
upgrade materials.
So
Definitely one to keep
I
an
say
eye
yeah,
on.
if
The
you're
Rose
really
Island
spend these
upgrade
aren't
pack
bad to go
is
for
perfect for
most of
you
the
to
time.
quickly upgrade operators. There's also one's briefcase, specially prepared by one. With the generous amount of
Okay,
Roman
I
dollars,
mean, you
it
probably
also
stole
comes
it
with
more,
plenty
so...
of Arknight
But then
prime.
again, he
The
probably
Rhode
doesn't need
Island
money.
Resource Pack is an
so-
excellent value, all in one pack, with Originite Prime, a 10-row headhunting permit,
Like some
an
of those
outfit
like
voucher,
training
and
packs would be
plenty
kind
of
of nice
upgrade
just
materials.
for like.
And if you are looking for
It's
something
the
lighter,
ease of like
there's
needing to
also
build
the
an operator
festival
quickly
supply
because
pack,
that one single
which includes an
operator
advanced
has like
material
such a
voucher
good
that can
niche in a
really
certain
help in the
stage
pinch.
where it's like,
Operator
well, fuck
training
me.
apparatus is
I need
another
this one
familiar
operator built
favorite.
for this one stage,
These
for this one
devices
event
can
for
help you
years to
upgrade
come.
Elite 2 operators more
That I
quickly.
probably won't use
Next
for
up
years.
is the Best Wishes supply pack. It only costs 0.99
That is the 4-star,
US
5-star life
but
at
it
the end of the
includes
day.
both a headhunting permit and a kernel headhunting permit.
I try not
Make it
to
a
have
good
it
value
destroy
choice.
my
There's also the
account.
comprehensive skill training pack for
Joking
you
aside,
to
of
raise
course.
the skill levels quickly.
If
And don't
it's,
forget,
I won't worry
both
about
that
it.
and the kernel headhunting pack can
At
be
the end of the
purchased
day,
twice
I'll
this
beat the
time,
stage more so than trying
feel
to
free
beat
to
shit.
stock up.
And finally, we have the special list cheat pack.
If it
and guard
says
cheat
how
pack,
difficult the
which will
stage
help you
is,
quickly
if I can't
strengthen
easily
one
do it
and chain
with,
the
you know,
dawn
if I
streak.
can't
So,
do it with
that's
forces
everything
buses
new
only
in the store this time.
without using a
We
specific
hope you find something you
operator
want.
or,
Now that we've gone through
you know,
all
being
those
blind, of
packs,
course.
let's move
So I
on
don't
to
know
a
what most
regular
people
update.
do. There might be a
Recruit.
strategy
After
still.
maintenance,
Most of the
3
time
more
there
operators
is,
will be
but-
added to recruit. Carnelian,
Cool.
Kirara, and Indigo.
Characters I
Any
kind of
unused
stopped
attacks
caring
will
about a
be
long ass
refreshed
time
after
ago.
maintenance, so don't forget to apply the ones you want.
New specialized
There's kind of
modules
no
are
point
also on the
anymore
way.
for
This
those
time,
because it's like the
Iron
role
and
recruitment
Passenger
is
will be
like
getting them.
it's so hard to
Iron
get
will
what character you
demonstrate new
want that it's
strengths
just kind
and
of
integrated
pointless.
strategies,
I
while
don't like.
Passenger
I
will
hate
get
it.
powered up
I honestly
in
kind of hate the
reclamation
recruitment system
algorithm.
now
With the new modules,
because
we
it's
might
really
be
hard to get
welcoming
what you
some
need
new
anyway to
lineups.
begin with.
Keep
than
an eye out
trying
for
to go
how
for a
they
certain
play out
character.
in the field.
And don't forget, the certificate is getting an update too. After
I
maintenance,
hate that
Beagle's
they're
outfit
putting skins
Dreadnought will be
behind some of
added.
these
This update affects
certificates.
both the distinctions
Like certain
and
operators,
universal
certain skins
certificates,
being put behind
and
it
both
is just
will have
like
new content.
worse
So, Doctor,
than missing
make
them
sure
out
you know
and
which
then
one
doing
you
the
are in.
events.
I'm ready to get Beagle a new outfit.
It's
I can't wait to see her
yeah,
charging to
sure,
battling
it's
style.
kind of free to play, but you have to
And
pull
We
to go
have
for that.
one more major announcement to share.
Could it be that thing everyone's been asking for forever?
Are they
That's
actually
right.
doing it?
Arknights for PC is launching very soon, and
Okay.
your data will be fully shared with mobile, so you will be able to continue your
Okay.
journey on PC without missing
I was
a
wondering
beat.
if they're gonna announce
The
it
official
because I
website
know they
will
like to
launch
fuck
the
over
download
global.
page when ready. So we
'Cause-
recommend making sure you have enough storage space
Oh,
ahead
plus
of
me,
time.
plus
the
me,
PC
trust
version
me,
you
not
have
plus me,
been
trust
waiting
me.
so long for
I
is
go through
finally
gigabytes with
almost
these
here.
and then lose them
We
and
hope
get
it
these doing
brings you an
videos at
even
4K.
better
So
experience.
Doctor, please stay tuned. We will see you on Rose Island for PC.
We've also got a whole
Okay.
lineup of social
I was
media
curious if they're gonna
events,
announce it because
so be
I
sure
like I
to
was thinking
follow
about
and join me.
mind
First,
if
we
they
will be
don't
running a
release it for
5-day
global,
repulsed lucky
I
draw.
would
With 20
laugh
lucky
my
days,
ass out and
winning
yell
those
at
some
people for being
prizes.
stupid.
It's time to test
But
your
thankfully
luck.
that is not the case.
Who knows?
And
The next could
Yostar
be
actually has a
And the
brain.
6.5th anniversary
Sort of
special
once.
event is underway.
I like to
Have
like
hashtags
trash on them,
and
but
share your
trust
favorite
me,
moments from the special.
there are reasons to trash on Yostar when
really,
it happens.
Every time you share
So
something,
thankfully, it's
it means
actually
the
is
world to
going to
you.
happen.
Absolutely.
So
The first
good.
of 1,000 autumns.
Anyway, when
video
it comes to
creation
like these
events will be
events, I
launching
don't
as well.
bother
We
messing with
can't wait to
them
see even more amazing creations from all our creators. And to
because
all our creators,
it's very
thank you
obvious
for your
that a lot of
continued
these
love and
events
support for
are
Arknights.
tailored to
Right.
popularity
Following
and
this,
anything
the
else.
6.5th anniversary
Sure, there might be
emotes
some
will
outliers
also
of
be
people
revealed
who
on social media
made something that's
platforms.
really good.
We hope you
that
enjoy
gets
them and
attention,
celebrate our
but a lot of the
6.5th
time that's not the
anniversary
case.
together. Next up is the merchandise showcase you've all been waiting for, Doctor.
I stopped caring
What
about
have
the
we prepared
merchandise because
for
a
the
lot of the
6.5th
merchandise has been
anniversary?
actually kind of shit.
A brand new lineup of physical merch, crafted with
I'm gonna
care.
miss off a lot of
Here's
people by
what's in
saying
store.
that, but
First up
that's
is
my
the
thought
highlight of the
process.
showcase.
Compared to what
The
we've had
first
in the
of
past,
1,000 autumns
especially in the
commemorative
CN
box.
version,
The main component
there's
is an
way
organizer box
better,
inspired by this event. Practical and
merchandise.
built to last, it gives every memento from your journey a place of its own. So each time you reach for it, you are brought back to that unforgettable adventure. Inside, you will find a leaflet featuring selected
that's a very
illustrations from the first
I feel
of
like the
1,000
mod that
autumns
they did
event.
for the first
Opening
time for the
up,
merch
and it
merchandise in
unfolds like a painted scroll,
2022
capturing
with the
Rose
Dusk
Island's
event
journey alongside
so far
the
still is
Stray
the fucking
operators.
best this
And
for
the box
some
includes
reason.
a commemorative paint and storage
Anyway.
cases. We hope this dedicated storage will carefully preserve
that's
the cool,
not bad
crisp sheen of the
looking,
paints.
but-
Finally, the postcard. It
The
carries everything
first,
from
like,
Yen, send it
major
out to a
merch
friend far
session
away,
with
or
the
leave it on
Sui
your desk to
event
brighten up
is
the space
still
a
the
little. We hope this
best.
gift
I'm
carries the
sorry,
spirit of
it
Yen and its
is.
heartfelt wishes
They
to
don't
you.
even fucking
Next
bother.
is the character painted
There's
glass
the
charm
generic
series.
stuff that
Highly
they do,
collectible. The
but
classic painted glass design
they had a
returns this
scroll.
year, joined by some new
That's
faces.
I still
where
have
light
it.
passes
I had
through
to
these charms,
fix it up a little bit
illuminating
because of
the
a cat,
character's outlines.
but still
It's
very
as if
cool.
they're
I've never
gazing
touched
at
the
us
mug,
through the
but I
dust
still
of
have
time.
it like
For
in
one,
the
enchant the
showcase, glass
They're
showcase
featured in
still
the signature
in the
colors and key art,
office room that
capturing the
obviously doesn't have
presents the
electricity
brain
to
game.
it
For the
for the
Sui
most part.
operators, the
But
charms
I
feature
still have
unique
it. I think
outfit
it's
designs.
really
Silver
fucking
and
cool.
black perfectly capture Link's
They
unmatched
just don't even
elegance.
bother
The flowing
anymore.
silks brings out Dawson's
Like, oh,
softer
here's a
side,
display
but each
case
crystal
that's like a
style
small
radiates
box
a bright,
that
spirited
can't
energy. Every piece
be
carries a
something
story
bigger
with
or
it.
better.
Something to cherish and collect.
The textured character metal pins also
I'm
have new
sorry,
additions.
a
This
lot of the
time, we
merchandise
selected
is just
one and
not
chained
as
the
good as
Dawnstone.
the
With
first
fine
year's
craftsmanship,
first
the
major
cold
year
texture
they
of the
did
metal
in pretty much
contrasts
2022.
perfectly with the character's fervent
You
soul.
would have better
Throw them on a
merchandise in
backpack
CN.
or stow them on a jacket. They are the
You
perfect
did,
little tokens of
especially
your
for what
adventures
CN
in
did
Terra.
versus
Finally, we have saved a surprise for this launch. The beloved plushie series welcomes a brand new upgrade, the posable plushie. This time, we are featuring Locus. With a newly upgraded plush body, you can
I
pose him
don't
exactly
actually
how you want.
like
And since he's so
the
compact,
plushies,
he's
this
easy
brand
to
of
take
plushies.
anywhere. On
It
the
looks
desktop or in your
bad.
bag. He
I don't.
makes the
I feel like
perfect
the
little sidekick.
other versions
But
that the
Doctor,
CN
how did
does,
you like this
that
lineup for the
Infield
first of
is
1,000 items
doing,
merch? We
is
hope these keepsakes
better
make your
and
bond
more
with
better
Rose
in
Island
theme.
feel just a little closer.
Yep,
But
as
they
always,
aren't making it
any
better.
Arknights
But to
orders
me,
placed during the event will come with an exclusive
eh.
anniversary postcard.
like it's not
Plus,
like you can't do
we've
that
got a
for the
special
other ones to
anniversary
begin with,
discount code
especially
for
the
you
other
this year.
brand that CN
Make sure you
does.
use it.
For more detailed
Like,
information
come on.
about our products,
Come on.
please
Like,
follow
I'm
our
not like
official X
sure you're
account
making it
at
better,
Sharp Yostar.
but it still looks
There are
shit
plenty
to
more
me
events
compared to
and
the other
product updates
version
waiting
you
for
get.
And that wraps
or
up
could
our
try to
6
get,
and a
which
half
is really
anniversary
difficult now.
merch showcase. Make sure to drop by the Yostar official store to check it all out. Doctor.
But I
Doctor,
think
Rose
merch-wise,
Island
not
has
that great.
kept moving forward by
Not
your
that great.
command, with every operator fighting by your side.
And now, for the 6.5th anniversary, both old and new faces have sent in some special letters. Let's open them.
Okay,
and
so this
listen
is
to
probably
what
gonna
they
be
have
like
to
the
say.
VA
So,
talking.
do you want a
yeah.
bodyguard or a cop to watch you work 24/7?
So
Just
far,
joking. I haven't forgotten.
I don't
how you
want
do
to speak
things
over
here.
this when I'm
Hello,
going to because it's not
Doctor.
been too
Long time
crazy. You
no
can watch it on
see.
your own.
I'm Amy Lennox,
So
the
far,
voice
yes,
of
there's already
Chen
stuff that's
Dong
already
Street.
seen before.
From
Okay, cool.
Lungmen
Some
to
new PV
Docilis,
stuff,
Victoria
pretty good.
to
I actually
Ursus, we've been
like
with
what they
Chen
saw,
every step
but
of the way, watching
the
her grow
quality,
throughout
what
this
they're
incredible journey.
offering
She's
here
a tough as nails
compared to
officer
past years
and
is
a determined
worse.
idealist searching for answers. But
Like
no
to
matter
me,
what
it
road she
feels
takes
like
on,
they're
Chen
getting
never
worse
loses
at
her
it,
resolve.
like or they're like putting
Returning
less
to Yen,
effort
Chen is finally
into
ready
it.
to face her
Like
family's
they're
past
just having
and
cardboard
resolve
cutouts
what's
of them
been left
talking.
unsaid.
I understand you don't want to show
She's
yourselves or
mastered
whatever,
Qishar's true
like
power,
how
and
Low
it's
Light
changed
does it.
her
I mean, every
completely.
so often they have a
Qishar
live stream where
responds
it's like
to
that
willpower,
too.
and Chen's got that in
But I
spades.
also liked what
Doctor,
they did
I'm
for
sure you'll
having
be
like the
moved by who she's
VTuber
become.
actors playing the
Happy
worlds of their
6.5th
characters.
anniversary,
I
everyone.
liked that.
Here's to Chen forging ahead
A
with that
lot like
iron will.
yeah, there's some issues
I'll
with
stop
the
all evil in
models,
its tracks.
but to me,
Shao
I thought that was not bad. I think I
I'm
liked
honored
it.
to finally meet you.
It's better
As
than
you've
cardboard
already met
cutouts of
many of
Yostar
my
people
siblings,
talking.
I shall
I'm gonna
not
be
belabor
rude,
my
but you know,
introduction.
Low Light. I'm sorry.
I am
Because
Lon,
Low Light, the thing about
a
Low
former
Light in game
strategist.
is they actually show themselves as well. So it's
As
like,
for
yeah, you're
our
seeing them as
earlier
cardboard, but you have a lot more of attention to them.
Let us
They have a lot more
consider them
personality, and they're actually
not
like you
worth
can see
mentioning.
them, you
Hello,
know.
Doctor. I'm Robin Lee Wong,
And
the voice of Wang. Wang is the second of the Sui
there's
proxies.
also a lot more live streams
Up
too.
to now,
So there's a
we've
lot
mostly
more
shown
time
up
to
as
actually
that
see them
mysterious figure
when
pulling
if they want to
strings
be
from behind the
lazy
scenes.
for a little bit or
Born
not too
out of
much
Warren's
effort
scheming,
value
he
into the
lived
live
through centuries
stream,
of
then they can go
contemplation.
that route.
Every decision he made
Yostar
enough waves
doesn't
for the
have that
future of his
excuse.
family, and the
They
destiny
are
of
only
the
do
end.
2
Now,
live streams per
that long
year.
game he's been playing through the ages is finally
And then you have the
reaching its
JP
last
side where they
This
do
goes
it
way
more
beyond the
often.
Wei Chi board. It's a
It's like
life-or-death
they don't
strategy
even
centuries in the
bother
making.
with global
Now,
at times.
he's placing
So it's
that
like, sure,
final
I
stone
can
to
say
take
good
down
things
the
when it
ancient
is,
behemoth.
but I'm
I
mostly
hope in this new story,
negative.
you'll get to
And I
see
feel
what's
like, yeah,
really
you're
beneath
doing
his
global.
cold,
You
distant
have global
surface.
for
There's
PC
a
now
lot more
too.
heart and resolve than
Awesome.
you'd expect.
That's to be
Happy 6.5
expected.
anniversary,
But like that's
everyone.
in the
Have
course of
your
EVs.
strategies plotted
That's kind
beforehand.
of it. Like I think the
should
quality
know how to
of certain
battle the
aspects
end
have gone
before it
worse.
begins.
You're not really doing enough live streams
Take
compared
your
to
seats.
CN or
Letting this
JP.
snow carry on building underfoot.
To me, it just feels like
without a place for us to clear away.
they're going the routes of
Will that
like
be
not caring as much
peace
because
for
they know they can
Yarak?
still earn money.
If
Again,
everything
I have
was
to reiterate
Yarakander's
this.
gift,
Yostar
then why
earns the
must
most money from
Yarakander's
Arknights.
people still fear
I
the
feel like this
desert?
is something that people
Hello,
just
doctors.
don't recognize
I'm
or
Ashley
understand
Haddad,
or notice.
The voice of
This has kind of been a
Premonix, the
thing for
prairie
years,
leader.
even with Blue
Premonix, for
Archive
those who
being
might
out.
not know, is the
And just
second
people are like
child
are
of the
still
Silver
confused when
Ash
I say
family,
that still.
making
It's
her
like,
Silver
yeah,
Ash's
I mean, it's
younger sister.
show
She
you can
first
look it up
became known
yourself.
to many
Arknights
as
is
the
like their money
Carlin
maker.
Saintess.
So
She's
to
no
me, it
ordinary
doesn't surprise
saintess
me
bound
that they
by
just
old
only do the
traditions.
bare minimum
Premonix is
for
actually a
things,
reformer
and they
at
still
heart,
earn money.
wanting to
Hypergriff
change
is the
Yarak's
reason
stagnant
why it's
conservative
still as
ways.
popular as it
Through
is.
various crises,
And
with her
Yostar, I
courage
feel like,
and
makes the
wisdom, she's
experience worse
consolidated her power
globally.
within the Vinebead court.
And as much as like
becoming a
I
true
know
leader
I know
for the people.
Yostar and Hypergriff
While
like
she
first
and
time
Silver Ash
meeting the global
might have their
audience,
differences
global
in
audience,
approach,
and it's like
siblings are
you guys
striving for
could
the
have
same goal,
easily
making
tried
Yarak
to
a
push
better
yourselves
place.
past
Her
Yostar and
brother
interact with us
builds
with
up
the
Yarak's
OG
military
Arknights.
and economy,
You guys just
giving it
chose
the
not
strength to stand against bigger threats.
And I don't know if
Premonix,
that's a
on the
good
other
thing
hand,
or a bad thing
works
at
on
the end of the day.
ideological front, liberating the people's minds and guiding them to embrace new ideas. She, who once wished to be an ordinary girl, embraced her responsibilities as the Saintess, and she's truly lived up to them. And in her downtime, she's still that same girl who
I know.
loves to
I'm
drop
talking
by
over
Rhodes
these
Island,
people
sharing
talking
good
about the
food with
characters and
doctor.
the
I
voice acting
truly
stuff,
hope you all
but
continue to love and support Premonix. And you, Doctor, happy 6.5 anniversary.
But I just think there's some things that just need to be said, continuously said.
Her form.
And I just don't
They're
think
only
Yostar is
really
really up to the
seeking to
task
understand
anymore,
themselves.
for the most part.
It has been quite a while.
I just feel like there could
The
be
land
obviously
teems with
a better,
misfortune, but neither
or
Yerag
just
nor
you
Rhodes
hope Hypergriff,
Island have
no,
fallen to
right?
the floor just yet.
There's just
Are
small
you ready?
things and
I
some
believe
major
we could
things that
reestablish
I
our
have
old
issues with
rapport
to this
rather
day for
quickly.
Yostar. Granted, granted,
Silver Ash,
it's not like
have joined your cause
there are
as a
certain
sworn
things
ally.
that's like
Hello again, Doctor.
I actually kind of agree
It's
with
James
Hypergriff,
Day
not
here,
Hypergriff,
the voice
Yostar
of
in the
Silver Ash.
past.
So
I'm not
glad
gonna
to
go
be
over
back
it
with
into
you.
detail, but
When
there
you
are
think
some
of Silver
things
Ash,
that
you
I
probably
ended
picture
up
him as
agreeing
Yerag's
with,
strong-willed leader,
and
a
I
visionary with
did
big
not
dreams for
agree
his
with
country.
the decision from
Previously,
Hypergriff.
in the rides
So,
to Lake Silbrina
It's not like
we
they
saw him
are
navigating politics as a
fully
local lord,
imperfect,
mediating between
but they're not
powers and
always
building up his
perfect.
forces during a short truce. And in
Anyway.
retracing our steps, he really tackled Yerag's faith crisis head on. He saved it from invasion and helped the country move forward with the times. Looking back, the child who once rescued foul beasts took on the heavy responsibility of family revival. He founded Carlin Trade, determined to reshape Yerag. And to overthrow the old guard, he put Premonix in a position as Saintess to secure the rule. The girl who would tuck pocket money under her brother's pillow, well, she really grew into her own. As Silver Ash's voice actor, I really look forward to seeing the day his vision comes true. I also hope he could wear the sweater Enya knitted for him again. On this special day, I sincerely hope Silver Ash could accompany you, Doctor, on every journey ahead. As friends, we definitely need to keep in touch and catch up sometimes, don't we?
We've had such a wonderful time looking back on our journey together. With those warm messages, today's special is coming to a close. For more than 2,300 days and nights, thank you for staying with Rose Island all this way.
Terra may still be filled of unknowns ahead, but as long as you're here, Rose Island's journey will never stop. And that brings our 6.5 anniversary special to an end. Until next time, Doctor, good luck in your operations, and we will see you again.
So, in a way, that was like a perfect timing to talk about the live stream. Yeah, I feel like Yostar is purposely not putting as much effort as they should be, especially for the global audience, or for the amount of live streams. The quality for the live streams is some good things, but it feels like at the same time, like, compared to what Hypergriff does, I feel like Yostar isn't putting as much effort in as Hypergriff is to the live streams, and it's been showing for years now. Ever since they became more corporate in how they handled things, I think that's how they've kind of gotten worse and better in some aspects. And I feel like when it comes to how they've been handling the live streams, I think it's just not even comparable to probably what JP's doing, because JP has more live streams than Global, and it's probably not comparable to CN for sure. And that's why it's like I'm thankful that Hypergriff took that step into let's just see now they have the playback there. Over here, there. But yeah, I think, yeah, going back to what I was saying with Enfield, because I was focusing on that. Yeah, I'm thankful that Hypergriff went on their own into the wilds, jumping in face first into being like the main person who is in charge of everything. A lot of things they had to learn, of course, and a lot of issues like with the PayPal situation, of course. But I'm glad that they did, because we don't have to worry about a third party like Yostar here, who is obviously not putting as much effort into it as Hypergriff is. And to me, it's like, it's very obvious at this point that even Hypergriff is aware of that. And that's obviously why they didn't try to bring back Yostar again. Instead, they kind of made their own, like, subsidiary, being Griffline. So, yeah. Oh, Arcus is a Yostar studio. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that until now. So it's like, yeah, Yostar is like, they're making banger PVs and, like, you know, anime. They kind of made important to the anime. They work with other anime studios to make other anime. That's why we had the collab with Dojimushe. Fun fact, that's why. It's because of Yostar. But yeah, I just feel like as a company, when it comes to Arknights, there's some pros, but like the cons, again, as I said, there's also a lot more of the cons to it as well, like with how they've been going with ads. But when it comes to Global specifically, I feel like they just don't hit the mark for what they can do for Global. And as much as, like, I would like to like Yostar in the past, I did actually like Yostar a lot. But ever since kind of 2022, 2023, when they started to become more corporate, and kind of where, like, the main people that, like, they were as popular as Lowlights and Co. And they just disappeared off the face of the planet. Like, if you're able to see, like, the past earlier, like, 2020, maybe 2021 live streams, there's a lot more personality from Yostar. And that was, like, the best, like, the golden age of Yostar, in terms of, like, at least when it comes to me enjoying and actually liking the people at Yostar. But it's just no longer that case. They're obviously way more corporate, and while that has some pros, you start to see the cons, where the decision making is tied to money at the end of the day. And it kind of showcases with Global and how much effort they're putting into it, and the decisions that they do. Especially when it compared to JP, where they give little gifts to JP for the amount of money they spend. Like, the whole, like, they get first page on Google Play for the amount of money they make. Oh, hey, here's a free 10 pool just for the JP player base. Like, come on now. It's, if you still don't want to believe it, like, that's like the best evidence you can see. Like, they don't put as much effort into Global because Global, quote unquote, doesn't make enough money for them. My issue is because they're not putting as much effort, it's almost like Global is kind of responding in kind to an extent, where it's like you don't have as much coming from Global because you're not putting much effort into the Global audience. if you understand what I'm getting at. I think this has kind of been an issue for years now for Yostar. They just want to focus on other servers, and then global is just there. They do make a mini, but it's not like a major thing. And I feel like the only reason why global hasn't been pushed out yet, if that was ever a case to happen, which it could have, not honestly, because global still makes them enough money anyway, even with what I've been saying. I mean, I think Hyperglyph is probably the sole reason why we probably still get live streams still. I know, that sounds insane, but given how much effort they've been going with and how much they care about the global audience, it's like... I feel like the only thing that's really keeping this relationship together in Arknights, as popular as it is because of Hyperglyph. As much as you may or may not like what their decisions are for Arknights Inview. But of course, different heads, different ideas. Even if it's two different companies, maybe Yostar in some ways is also keeping Arknights alive, just because of X, Y, or Z. Who knows? Anyway, I think that's all I really wanted to say. Like, I feel like the biggest thing was the PC announcement, and being the biggest thing, of course. Honestly, I would like to see if they announced anime, but they probably would have done that for the JP side of things if there was going to be anime, so it is whatever. But aside from that, if they didn't announce PC, yeah, I would have just been laughing my fucking ass off. Just because I'd be like, I would just be really honest. As what I've already said so far by Yostar, I would not have been surprised if Yostar just said, fuck global, we're not doing a PC version. Wouldn't be surprised. That's just how I feel about Yostar nowadays for years now. But they're doing it, and that's a good thing. Anyway, so again, this live shit, there's pros and cons. There's some good things and there's some bad things. Sorry for me remembering certain names for it and just couldn't for some fucking reason. Like Ling, Vermeil was the other character, the 4-star skin I didn't get yet, so I didn't really play much of the events to get to the point of getting the skin. Because the amount of grind that you had to do, I just didn't do it because it's so much. So that's another skin that I didn't get. Which sucks because like that's like the only kind of character that is both usable in both niches with like the additional, like, so of course she's a 4-star, so 4-star, 5-star. She doesn't really have an offensive or defensive recovery, but she is in that whole niche of, oh hey, I'm allowing characters to have the same birthday. So here you go. Vermeil's like the only character. I wanted to at least add a character that's like something like that added in, because I could use Crown Slayer in my 4-star, 5-star niche. So Crown Slayer is there, and yeah, Vermeil, which Vermeil is not really that strong to begin with, so it doesn't really matter too much, but it is what it is. Aside from fun little additions and restrictions, of course. Don't know when I actually will go back to ODR Nights. That being said, yeah, I don't have really much else to say about this live stream. It is what it is. As always, good night, Simmons. Good night, Sean Team. Be safe and be healthy. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on a live stream and any other things, especially when it comes to the PC version. I obviously will be switching to the PC version when it does release. That's a no-brainer. It's going to be an official way to record for the game, and it'll just be overall better quality, and it'll run smoother. So it's just overall good in my book. And actually, I could stop caring about fucking emulators for once. Oh, maybe aside from like Fire Emblem Heroes and the Battle Cats, the only two things I can think of. But even then, I don't really stream or do content for them anymore. So it's like the only reason why I'd be doing emulators is to do content for the game. But most of like the bigger games are have a PC client to begin with, so that's not really an issue to worry about. So, like, the only game at this point would be Fire Emblem Heroes. It's like the only sole exception at this point of, like, what I'd be doing an emulator for. Anyway, I am gonna end it off here. I'm gonna finish the videos that are currently going on. Get this as a video for tomorrow. Probably the first video for tomorrow. Then it'll be back to the normal schedule of mini episodes per day. And I'll get back to my brain's being stupid right now. Installing Bazite Linux OS onto my laptop that you can't see because I don't have a camera in here. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace.